week 2 of our new set. Also this week, we brought this Dalen helmet to the set.
As well as 3 different sticks.
In this video, we are gonna be talking about the Team USA World Games roster that just got announced.
And after that, we're gonna respond to some of the comments from last week's video.
Since the beginning of the World Games, the US and Canada have switched off between winning gold and silver.
Real talk, I was devastated in 2014.
Canada can start celebrating for...
Okay. So 4 years later, here we are. The World Games is in Israel and the roster is finally here. So this is a really big deal for Team USA to travel to Israel and go head to head again with their rival. They also have to get their teams like the Iroquois Nationals, England, Israel, Australia, all these teams who are getting better and better and better every year. So the World Games have become highly competitive, and putting together a roster like this is a really big deal.
But there's no doubt that to win gold, the US is gonna have to beat Canada, at least at some point. So let's look first at Canada and their playing style. What is the US up against?
The Canadian team primarily is physical. These guys like to dodge with their shoulders down, they'll rough you up, and that's a really big factor in their gameplay.
They also run a really loose offense that's full of like picks and rolls and a lot of things that you see in the box game. It's pretty unpredictable and very different, at least from what Team USA ran in 2014.
So now let's take a look at the Team USA roster.
There are 9 guys on the roster this time who played with Team USA in the past. But for 2 of the guys, this will be their third appearance. I just spit all over the camera.
Why?
I didn't mean to, but
did
I
you
got
do that?
excited. For 2 of the guys, this will be their third appearance at the World Games.
Do you guys know who those guys are? 2 athletes from this roster. If you know, comment below.
Yeah, it's
So we're gonna break down the roster by position.
starting at the goalie position, you have a veteran in John Galloway, and then you have a rookie in Jack Kelly.
Pass in front, knocked away by Kelly. He'll fling it the length of the field. Oh, that's gonna count!
Jack Kelly played with Denver in the MLL Championship, and John Galloway comes from Syracuse and years of experience in the MLL.
At the Face-Off X, we also have a veteran and a rookie in Greg Beast Grinlian, as well as Trevor Baptiste.
Interesting thing here is that Greg actually taught Trevor at the Face-Off Academy.
Yeah, so that's probably pretty cool for them.
Really good storyline. Wouldn't be surprised if that's something they talk about like during the broadcast.
Totally. Baptiste is still in college.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Defense is actually really similar to how it was in 2014. You have Joe Fletcher, Jesse Bernhardt, and Tucker Durkin.
Now these guys were all on the roster in 2014, so they're really familiar with the experience of the World Games, as well as familiar with the Canada team. At the D-midi position, you have Jake Bernhardt, Steve DiNapoli, and Kevin Unterstein, all great MLL players.
The one D-midi that we don't see though is Matt Abbott, who is known for being a guy that can go both directions and just last all game.
And at the LSM position, you have Joel White, who's a double threat. That guy can score, killer on defense, as well as Kyle Hartzell, same deal, he can score. And then Michael Earhart.
Michael Earhart powers it home with a pole. His 5th of the season.
One notable guy who didn't make the team at this position, Scott Ratliff.
And now for the offense. So at the midfield position, we have Rabel, Schreiber, John Haas, and Drew Snyder. 4 minis, really interesting. Rabel and Schreiber are both really physical, big bodies who can dodge and draw a lot of attention. You have John Haas, who's a great outside shooter.
John Haas with just a rip.
And Drew Snyder, who's a little bit quicker and can move off ball to complement what's happening with the other midfielders.
At this position, we thought it was interesting that Miles Jones did not make the cut. Canada is a super big and physical team. We definitely thought you could use someone like Miles Jones, who's not only a big body, but is also really good at creating space for other players.
Miles is also a Duke guy, and Coach Danowski is the coach of the USA team, so we thought it was really interesting that Miles Jones was left off the roster for Team USA.
Yeah, I thought the Duke connection. Granted, there were other Duke guys that did get cut as well, but I just thought, I don't know. What do you think? Would you have taken Miles Jones for Team USA, let us know.
There were 6 attackmen selected. Obviously, you can't have 6 attackmen on the field, so some of them will be running midi. These 6 attackmen are Ned Crotty, Matt Danowski, Ryan Brown, Marcus Holman, Rob Pennell, and Jordan Wolf.
That is a really fast, really shifty attack group.
I think overall, I'm really impressed with these 6 attackmen who are playing for Team USA, but one attackman I thought could have been on this list was Joe Walters. He's such a good off-ball guy, and you have Rob Pennell and Jordan Wolf, who are such good dodgers and creators from X. Joe is also a lefty, which could be really valuable with your righty midfielders like Tom Schreiber and Paul Rabel.
And if you look at guys like Ryan Brown and Marcus Holman, they're kind of filling similar roles right now, so you would have thought maybe they would take one, not the other, and take Walters, who is the natural lefty.
But like, Ryan Brown can rip.
Yeah, and Marcus, how do you leave any of those guys off the roster? Like, Marcus in the MLL Championship went off.
So overall, the 2018 Team USA roster is stacked. What do you guys think about the roster? We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your thoughts about the World Games and what you think about Team USA's chances this year.
And if you are a fan of the Canadian team, comment below and let us know who should Team USA be watching out for on the Canadian side.
And if you're not a US or Canada fan, tell us about your country if they're playing in the World Games and which players we should look out for. I really feel like the Iroquois have a strong chance this year.
I mean, obviously, you have to watch out for the Iroquois.
They're getting better and better and better every year.
Is Tahoga gonna play for the Iroquois?
I bet you it is.
Wow.
Also, guys, it is raining and cold here in LA, but in 2 weeks, we will be in Baltimore for LACROSSE. What should we pack?
I bet you we're gonna get some sort of like snowmageddon, snowpocalypse, bomb cyclone, I don't know.
Hey, if you don't snow, now you snow.
What?
Are you guys going to LACROSSE? We want to know if you guys will be there. Comment below. We can't wait to meet all of you guys.
All the way from Japan.
Speaking of LACROSSE, we checked out the comments from last week's video, and one of the most liked comments was this one from Greg, who said that Samir and I need to do some sort of challenge during LACROSSE, maybe at ECD HQ. I don't know, what do you think? Like fastest shot contest?
What would that challenge be?
Probably a fastest shot contest. Sure.
Greg's shooting 100 now, so.
Not against Greg.
So just you versus me.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Comments from last week's Weekly Watch on YouTube.
Last week's video was about Tom Schreiber and the 2 magazines that came out calling him the best player in the world. So a lot of people started making arguments for other players. There was a lot for Paul Rabel, a lot for Lyle Thompson.
And Carlos, who's a goalie, said that Jack Kelly is the best player in the world. Good thing he's on the Team USA roster.
Interesting.
Trent Neville says in Maine, it's minus 30 degrees.
No thanks. Brendan said that he loves the new set.
Thank you, Brendan.
Appreciate that.
A lot of people making a case for who's the best player in the world. Dennis Clark said, got the merch, subbed, and turned on notifications. Thank you, Dennis. So that's it this week for the Weekly Watch.
Make sure to comment below with your thoughts on the Team USA roster, as well as an idea for a competition that Samir and I can do at LACROSSE.
New TLN merch link is in bio. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, comment below, and we will see you next week.
Wait. What? And right after this, right now, the screen will go black, and we're gonna put some other TLN videos that you should watch. We've just never explained that, but it happens every week.
That happens every week. Okay. Peace!